Hello. Just want to start off by saying hi. It's been a while. Um, Currently, I am disappointed in myself because of some of the choices that I've been making lately. I've been using and I've been pretty much like ignoring the consequences like that come with using and using again in order to ignore those consequences, and it's just like this vicious cycle. Um, I've even used before going to work, which really worries me, and I'm not comfortable with it at all. I'm not comfortable with my bad behavior. Been talking to my therapist about it, and we haven't come to any solutions or anything yet, but it's nice to just talk to somebody about it. Therapy is amazing. I recommend it to anybody. Um, I guess the reason why I'm using is because I feel like when I'm not using, I have no drive, no energy, no anything. Like, I can't even really get out of bed. Um, I wouldn't say it's depression. I would just say it's like my body chemistry and my body makeup, like dealing without drugs. Um, so there's that. Uh, Everybody has something that they're going through. I think it's really important that I say that. Um, and everybody has a struggle, everybody has trials that make them who they are. My trials are what make me who I am. My battle against my substance abuse, my battle against my BPD, or I guess I'd like to think of not of it as a battle against BPD, but more of an attempt to integrate with my BPD, because I'm gonna have borderline personality disorder until I die. But it's all about how well I can integrate my teaching or everything I've learned into my life in order to combat the borderline, or in order to, like, I guess, assist my mind in working in a more formal manner instead of this unconventional manner that it functions in. Um, DBT therapy, mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotional regulation, and I always forget the last one. Distress tolerance, emotional regulation, mindfulness, and I'm blanking, but yeah, those make up DBT. And DBT therapy, for you who don't know, is dialectic behavioral therapy. It's a therapy that's used for a number of reasons, for trauma patients, for post traumatic stress disorder, for mental disorders, for borderline, specifically for borderline. It was created by Marsha Linehan, a psychologist from, I think it was created back in the 90s, maybe the 80s. I watched some of the videos and they are a little hard to watch. So if you happen to find them and watch them, more power to you, because they're very dry. But I want to talk about trials. Like, I feel like I just found out one of my greatest friends has gone through some of the same trials this year that I've gone through, and it's just shaken me to my core. I was 5150 this past year. Uh, I was definitely not expecting that from my life. Being 5150, for those of you who don't know, is when you are involuntarily admitted into the hospital. And from there, it's up to pretty much whomever admitted you and your care providers to decide what's going to happen with you next. For me, after I was 5150, I went to a mental institution and I spent some time there correcting my meds and correcting my behavior. And at the time, I was really confused as to what was going on because I was in a psychotic episode. But once I reached the facility, I actually felt safer. There's something about mental institutions that make you feel safe. Well, at least me. I think it's the sense of camaraderie and this feeling that there's a team of people who are there to help me out at all given times. I think that's what really makes me feel safe when I'm there. Uh, a lot of people would look at being 5150 as a really bad thing. I just saw it as an opportunity to better understand what's going on with myself and better understand why I am having like the psychotic breaks that I was having. And I did kind of figure it out. It was due to a lack of antipsychotics that I was taking. Now I'm on the right meds and I don't have those psychotic breaks anymore, which is really, really nice because I'm really tired of forgetting what's going on and being rendered helpless. And for me, my psychotic breaks always turned into me uncontrollably sobbing and being very confused as to what year it is, what's going on right now. Uh, and sometimes I would get violent, sometimes I would get belligerent, um, sometimes I would get really confrontational with whomever was trying to help me. And it's important for you guys to all know that those psychotic breaks are uncontrollable. Um, they're not something that I can easily get myself out of. And with that said, being 5150, my boyfriend, who did it at the time, um, I think it was the smartest decision he ever made. And I know it was a tough decision to make because who wants to call the cops or call the ambulance on their loved one, you know? No one. But when suicide is being mentioned, when, you know, there's no cognitive connection, and when, you know, a psychosis is creeping onto someone, it's important that you can notice some of the signs at least to be able to ask the right questions like what year is it, who's the president, and things like that, and where are you, and how old are you, just, you know, simple questions, you know, simple questions that she gets simple answers. They don't get those simple answers when a person's in a psychotic break. So it's not easy to tell, I guess, but to the trained eye, it's easy to notice. Um, I actually just came out, and I know it sounds funny me saying coming out, but I just came out at work with my coworkers as borderline and bipolar, and just kind of open the table to discussion about what it's like for me and what I go through on like a daily or weekly basis when it comes to like my emotional regulation and my mental capacity to handle, you know, the ever-changing tasks of my workday. And surprisingly, everybody was very supportive and understanding, and there weren't many questions. They didn't have many questions, but I only think that's because I explained everything really well. Um, I think it's important to be able to explain those things well, especially to a group of people who somewhat support you. When I'm at work, my coworkers support me. We support each other, and it's important for them to know that at any given time, I could definitely end up not being able to support them and needing some extra support myself. It's those things, those trials, and those tribulations that have made me who I am. And to be honest, who I am is a very empathetic, very caring, very open minded, and a very heartfelt person. And so I don't take any of it back. I wouldn't take any of it back. All I can do is move forward and take everything that I've learned and take it forward with me. Everything I've experienced, take it forward with me. And remember those trials and remember all those troubled times, because they're important. They're very important. If I don't want to end up back where I was, I have to remember, where I've been. And that's how I'm going to know where I'm going. And with that, I'm going to let it go. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you like the videos. If not, well, that sucks. Have a good night. Bye.